Violence must end in 1,000 needles. Not tomorrow, not after one more raid, not after one more revenge killing. Now. For too long, the cliffs and deserts of 1,000 Needles have echoed with pointless bloodshed between the Alliance and the Horde. Travelers are hunted on the roads. Low-level adventurers are cut down before they can defend themselves. Corpses are left in the dust while players laugh over meaningless kills that accomplish absolutely nothing. And the worst part is this. Most of the people doing it no longer even question why. A Tauren sees a human and attacks automatically. A Night Elf sees an orc and strikes first without thinking. Not because it matters. Not because it changes the world, but because violence became habit and habit became culture. But I ask you this. How many more bodies need to fall in 1,000 Needles before everyone realizes the war is empty? Look around. The centaurs do not care about your faction. The wyverns soaring above the mesas do not care what banner you serve. The creatures crawling beneath the canyon floors do not stop to ask whether you fight for Stormwind or Orgrimmar. Azeroth itself does not care about faction hatred. Only players do. Only us. And somewhere along the way, many forgot that there are real people behind those characters. That undead rogue you killed while he was questing, that is a real person. That dwarf hunter you knocked off the lift, that is a real person. That Tauren shaman gathering herbs in peace before being ambushed by 5 Alliance players, a real person. Not an enemy soldier, not a monster, not an object for entertainment. A human being sitting behind a screen after a long day at work or school trying to enjoy the same world you are. And yet some people treat 1,000 Needles like violence is the entire point. They camp flight paths. They corpse camp players 20 levels below them. They attack people already fighting mobs, 5 versus 1, 10 versus 1, then call it PvP. No, that is not honorable combat. That is addiction to dominance. Real strength is restraint. Real strength is seeing someone vulnerable and choosing not to attack, because anybody can press a button and ruin another player's experience. That takes no discipline, no intelligence, no wisdom. Peace is harder. Peace requires maturity. Peace requires people to step outside decades of faction programming and ask themselves a simple question. What am I actually gaining from this? More honor points? Another meaningless kill count? A temporary ego boost because someone weaker could not fight back? Meanwhile, the cycle continues forever. Alliance kills Horde. Horde retaliates against Alliance. One player gets angry and takes it out on another innocent player. Then that player does the same to someone else. The violence spreads like a disease, and eventually nobody even remembers who started it. 1,000 Needles could be different. It could become neutral ground, a place where Horde and Alliance pass each other without fear. A place where adventurers focus on exploration, quests, fishing, gathering, and helping each other instead of endless ambushes. Imagine standing at the Great Lift and watching Alliance and Horde simply walk past each other peacefully. No spells cast, no weapons drawn, no cheap shots from stealth, just silence, just coexistence. Some would call that unrealistic. But endless violence is what is truly unrealistic, because no civilization survives permanent war forever. Eventually, people become exhausted. Eventually, the hatred loses meaning. Eventually, somebody must decide to stop. And maybe 1,000 Needles is the perfect place for that to begin. A massive canyon carved by time itself. A reminder that even stone erodes eventually. Even mountains wear down. So why should hatred last forever? The Alliance and Horde have already fought beside each other against demons, undead armies, dragons, and threats far greater than themselves. Every time Azeroth faced true destruction, both factions united because survival mattered more than pride. And every single time, it proved something important. Peace is possible. The problem is not that peace cannot exist. The problem is that too many players secretly enjoy the chaos. Too many people enjoy having an excuse to unleash aggression onto strangers without guilt, because the game labels them as the other side. But the faction divide is artificial. The emotions become real, and that is why it matters. Because every unnecessary act of cruelty slowly shapes the culture of the world around it. You can feel it when entering hostile zones. You can feel the paranoia.